What is up, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. Welcome to another Otaku Trio show. I am here with Dash Attack, Dante's
Hey.
Rant Room, and our special guest, Ministry of Otaku. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, yes, Ministry of Otaku, 14-year anime convention, 14-year anime, I'm a 14-year anime convention veteran.
You're the convention journalist, right?
Yes. And I've
All
recently
right,
covered
nice.
the Anime Next controversy regarding Star Child Neko, and unfortunately Star Child Neko decided to disappear from the internet.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? And just a bit of a little information. Last year, I actually met Ministry of Otaku in and what's it? Anime Matsuri in Houston, Texas. I flew over there, and I actually met him like on the first day outside before the convention was opening. And I gotta tell you, that was one of the most epic entrances I've ever seen in that convention. Like it was just they had the Japanese drums playing, man. It was just crazy, just epic, I tell you. So guys, oh my goodness, man, we have so much to talk about. Final Fantasy 16 is the talk of the town. It is the game. Everybody's talking about it. It is controversial. The journalists are angry.
Oh man, they salty.
Yeah, the reset era people are just talking crap. But the reviews are absolutely in. I mean, it is a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 5 out of 5. It is the talk of the town.
The combat is incredible. The detail,
the combat's incredible.
The detail, like just so much detail in both. Like, it's just you got to see it to believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that Final Fantasy 16 to Game of Thrones as if it was made by Japanese. Apparently, the creators love Game of Thrones and they wanted to take their own spin with the Final Fantasy mythos.
Oh, and they did hard. There are several characters. Like, there's even a character that looks like Hodor. There's even a character that looks like Hodor.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like the big guy who's with Sid.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, like in my streams, like whenever he's on screen, I go Hodor.
Hodor. Dante, anything you want to add?
No, I didn't play the game, so I'm just listening to you guys.
Okay. But I think you've made like one or two videos about the controversy, right?
Yeah. I mean, the journals hate it because it has a lack of diversity and all that other nonsense. I remember reading an article from The Gamer. They used an article to preach about slavery. I'm like,
yeah,
dude.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like,
the
slavery is actually a big, like, arcing subplot in the entire game.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing. Like the bearers, like
I have a lot to say about that. Because you remember when people were saying, "Hey, this game is like racist because there's no brown people here," right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, now that I've gone through the story, and I'm like, oh my god, if they would have made it quote unquote diverse as they requested, with the whole slavery thing,
it would have flipped out too.
People would have flipped out. Really flipped out. Like, hey, how come there's
the thing is now they're mad that it's like, oh, it's about a bunch of white slaves now.
God.
So you can't please anyone. And honestly, like, no, I love how dark the story is. I love like.
Oh yeah, it's dark fantasy. This is straight up dark fantasy.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen like actual blood and gore in a Final Fantasy game. That's saying a lot.
Yeah,
there is blood and gore.
This is the first M17 rated game in the history of the Final Fantasy. It's the first M17 mature 17 rated game in the history of the Final Fantasy series.
Mainline. There was before that you had Type 0 and last year's Strangers of Paradise, both
Stranger
of which
Paradise?
were. Yeah, but like that one, like the crystals, you turn people into bloody crystals as you kill them. Like even though the game's like still rated M, but like it's implied that the crystals are filled with blood as you kill people.
Oh wow,
really?
Yeah, yeah. Strangers of Paradise, which is like edgy, like Kino. Like you guys know the chaos. I'm going to
Yeah,
kill
that game
chaos.
didn't work for me. I bought that game and it wasn't running on my PC.
Get the
for some
PS5
reason.
version.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Oh, Brandon, the anime guy's on the chat.
What's up,
dude?
Carl? What's up, Anime Night? Appreciate y'all. Chin Hong Wong, thanks for stopping by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got 10 people watching the show right now, and we're gonna have more later on tonight. But let's go ahead with our first article, guys. Hold on a
Oh
second.
yeah.
Let
Let's
me screen
dive
share.
into this, baby.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be crazy. And here we have it, thegamer.com.
Gamer, always delivering.
Final Fantasy 16 is afraid to let women be powerful. Bullcrap.
Oh no, they gave this woman power, and she does terrible, terrible things with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, she's worse than Cersei. Fuck her.
Should we spoil it?
Should we?
I mean, if I want to explain, because she's not a major character. She shows up like
Well, I mean, like she's the mother of the protagonist. She is kind of a
yeah,
major...
she's the mother of the protagonist, and it's just wait, why is there an ad here? Hold on. She's the mother of the protagonist, but also, I mean, what about Jill? Because Jill, she's always with Clive, and I guess
Jill's great. I love Jill. Jill is fantastic. Benedicta is also great.
yeah, look, Benedicta.
Oh man, she was so great.
And you have to fight her. I mean, she was tough, man. She was freaking tough.
I died fighting her.
So, I think the reason why they say they don't let powerful women is because there's no lead powerful women. But that's how you know they don't play the game.
I bet
That's
they're
how you know they
mad
don't play the game.
when Benedicta, like after you beat her, like how she kind of like loses it. Like I bet you'll think, she showed vulnerability. No, good
Yeah.
characters show Clive is showing vulnerability throughout this entire game.
Oh, hell yeah.
Uncertainty, self-doubt, like
Anger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anger, rage. He cries.
A lot.
Oh, by the way, so somebody said they don't mind spoilers, so I'm gonna give just one little spoiler here because of this article. One spoiler and one spoiler only.
Okay, so long as it's not where, because remember, I'm at the
Well, you already went through it. You already went through it.
I went through it. Okay.
This lady, Clive's mom, that we see here, this lady, she sells Clive into slavery.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
This is dark fantasy. She sells her
orchestrated
son
the
into
attack.
slavery.
She allowed the attack that like caused like the entire like the whole like chain of events that like set off this whole game.
Oh yeah.
Like
Interesting.
she's like solely like responsible for everything. Like even if it wasn't her intent, but like even like the son she loved, like is like might have died because of her.
Oh yeah. Joshua.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what it is? You know what's funny? She's basically the Cersei Lannister of the game.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, totally. Like they
And-
outdid Cersei, in my opinion. They outdid because what was Cersei's one redeeming quality?
Her son.
Yeah, she loved her
Joffrey.
children. No, she loved all three of her children. And the
Yeah,
moment all three of them were taken away was when she started wearing black and
Oh,
became
yeah.
like the Mad Queen.
Oh yeah. And yeah. So this is a perfect time to talk about toxic femininity.
Oh, see you, Brandon.
Take care,
man.
Brandon. Thanks for stopping by, bruv.
Yeah. So this is like the perfect time to talk about toxic femininity. You know how like the media is always talking about toxic masculinity. Well,
Yeah.
whatever happened to toxic femininity? Because I see it all over this game, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I toxic femininity. Yeah, Benedicta's got some toxic femininity. Like
Oh yeah.
Oh, the way she was coming on to Clive before the battle.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming on to Clive. It's great.
You were gonna say something, Dante?
No, I was saying goodbye to Brandon. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
Yeah.
Go into
Well,
conversation.
it's kind of hard because he hasn't played the
No,
game.
I get it. And we're gonna get to the Comic-Con stuff in a while. So here's the article from The Verge. It said Final Fantasy 16 lack of diversity characters makes a huge world feel small. That is bullcrap.
Oh,
That is bullcrap.
Honestly, like, I feel small because I've only been in like a few parts of the world, like 2 countries so far in the beginning of this game, and there's still so much more to go.
Yeah, that's how you know they didn't play the game. But so what I was saying earlier is that you know how like there's the people called bearers in this game, the people that can cast magic. Like, that's the reason why Clive has a tattoo on his face, because he was sold into slavery, right? So there's slavery in this game. So can you imagine the whole diversity thing plus slavery?
Oh yeah, that's a bad combination.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would have caused even more controversy and more hate for this game, but they're gonna get it anyway, because like the thing is, like, these people only think with emotion, they don't think logically.
Exactly. Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the gamer here says we need to talk about slavery in Final Fantasy 16. Bearers in their place in Balestea carry a lot of political baggage.
Well, it's kind of like the whole point is that slavery is fucking wrong. That's literally what the game is like telling you, is that slavery is wrong, and I don't see how that's a bad thing.
My thing is this: why is the game?
Why they say it is because of that slave to them, the people who write these articles think that slavery only affects black people. Here's the thing: slavery is still legal in Africa, and slavery also involves white people.
There is slavery in like several parts of the world to this day, but people don't talk about it. Like like sex slavery is still like a thing.
Yeah, it is big thing.
Yeah, I would say that modern day slavery is it's it's the whole like sex slavery thing, right? And then there's the other one is what was it?
Then there's the traditional slavery, which is just
well now it's with like with jail, like basically if you get thrown in jail, that's basically free labor for certain companies.
I guess.
Oh wow!
I mean, they still technically pay you in jail when you work.
Oh really?
Yeah, you don't get paid like $10 an hour, but like you get paid the minimum of the minimum. But technically, you do get paid when you are in jail. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they just work for free.
It's basically nothing, honestly. But you're a prisoner, so the money you make would go to your commissary, basically.
Yeah, like so. Honestly, like it's honestly I should really like do some research about like where the countries where slavery is still like being practiced, because I know they exist. I know it's still out there, and I know it's not talked about enough.
Yeah. But they decide to attack this game because it's just much easier to attack.
I mean, it's expressing like a good like like this is the part I'm at, like
right here.
This whole area is horrible. Like this area outside of the Empire.
My thing is this: like, why would a so-called game, whatever they are, journalists, active, why would they take the time out of their life to preach to us about slavery? Yes, we get it. Slavery is bad, but that's not your job to preach to us about slavery. Just talk about the game, how awesome or bad it is. That's
the vast majority of game journalists are not actual hobbyists or journalists.
Oh, they don't. That's why they're always asking for accessibility options. It's not for handicapped people. It's for them. Like, it's because they can't be bothered to get good.
Exactly. Like, bro, this is from Jade King, which I'm not surprised by at this point.
Really?
Yeah, Jade King is known for being one of the biggest gaming activists in the world.
Lady.
Yeah. I've made many videos about this wench. So like, I can't stand her articles. But I wasn't surprised.
Very in theme with the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're pretend journalists. They're activists. Oh my God, there's slavery. I'm gonna take the time out of my life to preach to you about why slavery is bad. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
It's called shock value. That's what Game of Thrones did so well. It's supposed to upset you. It's supposed to make you feel. I mean, there was kids. Some of the side quests, like where you think you're looking for a pet, you find a dead like bearer who's been like petrified by the curse, and she's like, "Oh, there you found her." And then, like, this girl's like acting like it was like
Oh
it's
yeah, I
very
remember that.
shocking.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
supposed
like
to upset you. Absolutely.
yeah. Wow, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
some
some
of
of
these
these side quests are very well written.
yeah, they're dark too. Like they I swear to God, like I felt sad a lot of times while playing this. But the game has amazing writing. Now, let me really quick, guys. Just want to read what the hell they wrote here. So it says, "Slavery is bad. I don't think it's hard to conclude throughout the history we have." Hold on, racial groups. Well, it's largely abolished in our society.
Total 30 and
Wait,
Total
what the
30
heck?
for astigmatism are the only monthly replacement lenses with nearly 100%
What the hell?
It
Ad
adds.
playing.
That's how they keep the lights on at these places.
Says fantasy especially explores the disgusting careers of slavers, struggles of those beneath, but exploring these stories can help. It can help but bring them to real world parallels.
I mean, has she not read like a fantasy story? Like, hell, I was reading like a fantasy story that I was pretty sure was written by a woke person, and that had slavery in it.
Yeah, and then it says the majority of his cast are attractive white men, woman, regional British, Clive, Jill, designed to pass both white and Asian. But all of them are drawn into story. I mean, it was created by the Japanese, so you know,
Exactly.
the Asian part is like
They're all like mostly like I did okay. So one guy on the Empire's like court looked a little Asian. I'll give it that.
I thought Jill was Asian. Yeah. Then it says producer Mayoshi Yokida said that the game aims to be a fairly accurate rendition of classic Western fantasy, which is literally the Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Is whiter than vanilla ice cream, such as outdated views on the genre are damaging.
Outdated views. Game of Thrones came out in 2011.
Lord
Lord
damaging.
of the Rings, Lord. Well, yeah, it's because like if everything doesn't adhere to like if everything doesn't look like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which is like basically looks like the Rings of Power, then then it doesn't then it's harmful. Like that's her view.
And then it says frequently used by right-leaning creators just to justify bigotry of their own creators. Well, Final Fantasy is a global hit and shouldn't take such a narrow view on the world.
Oh, she's telling the Japanese how to write their own Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
When it's not hers. It's up to Square. And honestly, like Final Fantasy fans are loving this game.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, like there's controversy. Like the biggest controversy about this game is whether or not it's turn-based or not. Like the whole action RPG route is the bigger controversy to Final Fantasy fans than like anything. Like though they love this story, it's all about gameplay. The controversies to them is all about the gameplay, and I love the gameplay because I love hack and slash, Devil May Cry like type stuff. So this is not a problem. And it still has all that Final Fantasy goodness. Like it has the lore, and in fact, like they've done such what they did with the summons in this game was amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah. The summon battles are absolutely amazing. And what was I gonna say? Slipped my mind just now. So yeah, I think that they didn't really play the game.
Oh hey, Iron Pooh is saying. Speaking of which, there's a new video of DPS complaining about how the game doesn't compete itself against with Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, you can't really compare them.
You can't compare them. They're two very different games. One like there's less PS5s than there are Nintendo Switches.
Yeah,
so of course
true.
like Talk has the advantage. So like from the get-go, like it's very, very different. Like, like Talk is using like a lot of reused assets, and like a lot of people will like pretend like, oh no, it's a lot of reused assets. I mean, there is new stuff, there's new mechanics, new things are improved, but it's a lot of reused assets. To be fair. And whereas everything here was made from the ground up. Oh
yeah.
Another thing I really liked, the Raptors from Final Fantasy 14.
Oh
my god, it was so cool seeing them in this game with modern graphics. Like
wait, the Raptors?
Oh yeah, there's these fire-breathing raptors in
Oh,
Final Fantasy
okay.
14. Like I think they were an enemy introduced in Final Fantasy 14, and the people who made Final Fantasy 14 made this game. So when I saw them, and I saw that they had similar like designs with their fins, they're like just like they're like dinosaurs with fish fins.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I saw a bunch of them. Like you probably killed them and didn't even realize.
I mean, I've killed a lot of things in this game, so. And also, this game on Metacritic, they give it an 88, which user score is 7.6.
Even with like even with the slant, like a lot of the game journalists have to rate it fairly. It's a good game. It's quality. I mean, it looks so good.
I made a video about the Japanese reaction to the bad what do you call it? The bad scores, and they figured out why there was West hates the game, and they're talking about it too. It was on Senkaku Complex.
Oh yeah, that's got to be fun. I'm sure they're like ripping that apart.
Yeah, they were talking about why it got a bad score, and they figured out it was because of the lack of diversity, and it's because there's no black and brown people, just lack of female whatever, and they're trying to hate reading American journalistic takes on gaming or Japanese game, because they're realizing that if you don't fit their narrative, if the game doesn't fit those social political agendas, you're gonna get a bad score because it doesn't have enough gay people or enough black and brown people or enough stuff like that.
Well, funny you should say that, because I actually did. Well, I don't know. It's even further, but I did get a spoil about certain things, and I'm not sure if it's come up.
Wait, is it Dion?
Do you want me to spoil?
Because I mean, the rumor was that Dion was gay. I mean,
Yeah,
if that's
and
the, if that's,
I don't, and I saw a screenshot on 4chan. That rumor is true.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw something about that too.
but I mean, Game of Thrones itself had gay scenes in it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, no, like Renly was a key player. Renly, like the whole thing was like his brother, and then he needed to he still needed to make an heir. And
Yeah,
then
but-
when Audrey comes in, he goes, I can have my brother come in if that'll help.
You know,
Oh man,
and
yeah,
it-
I'm just
it's funny.
reminiscing about classic Game of Thrones.
And it's funny because like even with the gay couple in it, or the whatever it is,
I don't know. My
the-
guess is it's a secret thing. Like I'm sure, like if the Emperor knew, he'd be furious, because the guy's he's a prince. He's got to make babies.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even with this so-called gay scene in it, it wasn't good enough for the gamer, because the gamer found a way to not be happy about it. Like,
They
well,
probably didn't get that far. They probably didn't have the patience to like.
Yeah.
Here's,
It's like the game has queerness, but not queer enough. They didn't push the queerness.
well,
Like,
it's
bro,
just a small story element. Square Enix did not market this aspect at all.
it's like, why does it even matter? Like,
Yeah.
just play
Yeah,
the
like,
game for the
they
game.
They didn't market this thing at all. It's probably like supposed to be a twist. Like it got leaked. I mean, like the Saudi Arabia ban kind of like spelled it out.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because he's the dominant of Bahamut, and there's a sex toy shop called Bad Dragon.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
haven't seen
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's a furry like sex toy shop. They make dragon dildos, and so like it's just funny. It's like the joke. Don't Google Bad Dragon. So I'm like saying like, oh, Dion's a bad dragon. They'll
Okay.
probably make a Bahamut like special edition.
I see Square Enix doing that. I see Square Enix
Oh
doing
no!
that.
Square Enix X Bad Dragon presents the Dion Bahamut. Oh, we're so bad.
Oh my God. Guys, let's go ahead and read some of the comments here. Where is it? Somebody said, okay, Iron Pluka said, what are you saying? Hell, Final Fantasy had a journals mode, and they still complain about it. A mode for the journals. That reminds me of the
X to-
Bayonetta. You guys remember the Bayonetta censorship, like the censor toggle?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, where like it has like an
Naive
option to
Angel mode. It was called.
Naive Angel mode. Yes, yes. Well, like you can choose to censor the game or not with the the little nude parts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I guess even if you do that, they're still not gonna be happy. Right?
Of course not. No.
Unknown says in a corrupted, localized, and messed up a sentence in the English version. I saw it on Yellow Flash's video for Final Fantasy. Really?
I don't know. The game seems pretty hard to me. Like it's probably like it's hard to get every line right.
For Final Fantasy, really? Wow.
I had no idea. I gotta look into that.
I gotta look into that after the show. She also said, Andy Matrix TV, does Final Fantasy 16 have any earth, water, air, light, dark, gravity, magic? Since 15 only has fire, ice, and lightning. Yeah, actually it does. It does have fire, wind, earth. I think later on you get ice, and I think later on you do get some other. I think you get the Bahamut and Odin powers.
Bahamut is the aspect of light, and Odin is the aspect of dark. So
yeah,
there's no elemental weaknesses in this because it's just focused on hack and slash. But for all intents, there is light and dark, I guess.
Yeah.
There's six kingdoms, 6 crystals. 6.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be.
All right, give me a second, guys. We're trying to move on to the next one, and hold on a second. Yeah. So we covered that controversy, and now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about. Wait a minute.
I think I'm not sure. I'd have to check the active time lore.
All right, Ministry of Otaku. This is for you, buddy. So here at the variety, it says Comic-Con Crisis, Marvel, Netflix, Sony, HBO, and Universal to skip San Diego Comic-Cons. A fest faces another existential threat.
That is
Wow.
That is a good article from Variety. The real reason why Comic-Con is facing an existential threat is because of the virus strike and the looming producers directors strike that may commence on June 30th, 2023 if there is no last minute deal strike between Hollywood and the producers and directors.
Oh wow.
Wait. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat that?
Oh no, he's saying that there's going to be a directors and producers strike. That's looming, and I believe it.
A directors and producers strike
Yeah.
against Netflix and all these companies.
Yeah, because they want more money. They there's a big disconnect between the suits and the people that
true.
actually make these movies.
And
Wow.
the real reason why there's a conflict is primarily because of AI, and they want staff bloat. It's not. It's pay is part of the issue. The real reason is the growth of generated AI, and they want staff bloat. I mean, there is nothing wrong with writers getting trained to use AI, and general AI uses is basically creates a skeleton so that the writers can walk off of that and create a new work out of it. The main issue is that they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these people have been phoning it in, they've had tenure, and that's why we've gotten so many bad stuff. But
something.
so AI is actually posing an actual threat because the AI can actually generate something, and if it can actually get good results, then it puts them out of the king, and that forces them to have to write better than the AI.
Yes, that is the thing. They have to write better than the AI. That's why I'm saying AI is a tool. Original Golden Eagle even insisted that AI is a tool, and that if they don't like what the AI is, they can just use the what the AI generates as a skeleton and just write better than the AI that generates.
Yeah, basically you need to have good keywords in order to get a result that you want. As someone who's messed with AI trying to make sexy pictures of my character, it's really tough to actually get all those keywords and actually make it generate what you want.
Yeah, that's why I've been really studying hard to get good at drawing, in digital art, so I can make my own artwork.
Yeah,
And
that's good. That's good. That's good, man.
yeah, because it's like like I've messed around with AI art too, and it's never really accurate. Like you could write it, you
Yeah,
could
it's
give
not.
it, you could write something like I don't know, red hair dude sitting at a mountain edge with his sword, cape blowing in the wind. It's not gonna get everything correctly. It'll get like two or three things right, but it's just it's better when you hire a human because they can give you sketches to work from and things like that. I don't know why they're trying to push for AI so hard.
Iron Pluke is saying there's a rumor about Kathleen Kennedy possibly being the new successor to Disney.
No way.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be like this new CEO.
Oh, when did this happen? When did this happen?
Like months ago they were saying that she was gonna be elected to be this new CEO.
Oh
And
man.
it's
wow.
not it's not 100% confirmed, but there was speculations about making
Well,
her the CEO.
And it's funny you're talking about Rebel Moon, like like that's what that's a picture of. Like they're supposed to be like we were hopefully going to get a trailer, like people were saying at San Diego Comic-Con, and if Netflix is pulling out, like they'll probably just release the trailer on YouTube or something. But like I'm hoping Rebel Moon is good because I actually like Zack Snyder's stuff. I did not like Army of the Dead. I thought Army of the Dead was like trash. But
Me too.
It's worth knowing that Snack Sider's film, Dead Moon or something, was actually going to be a Star Wars film, but
Yeah.
since it didn't work out, it's going to be an original franchise.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. I'm all for like creating a new franchise, and he wants it to be a franchise, so it's got to be good. So it can't be an Army of the Dead. I'm hoping like people say Zack Snyder sucks as a writer, but like if he has like good people on board, like to really like, he's got a lot of big stars, and they're all saying great things about this movie, about the practical effects and everything. They have like a Dungeons and Dragons like tabletop RPG planned for it.
Okay.
Like
By the
with
way,
pen
guys,
and
I want to
paper.
ask you guys a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I want to ask you guys a question because we see Marvel pulling out, Netflix pulling out, Sony, HBO, Universal. All of these are big companies, and what they usually do is that they bring in, they go there to promote their shows, but they also go there to so that people can go see celebrities, right? So my question is because it is Comic Con. It's supposed to be a comic books, all these things. Right. So the last time I went to Comic Con, it was 2012. Okay, I was a freaking kid. It was 2012 when I went to Comic Con the first time, and I never went back. Comic Con is one of the biggest conventions. 100,000 people per year in San Diego. Right, it's a big place, and in New York. But my question is, like, do we really go there? Like, what do we go there for if it's not about
It's
comic
expensive.
books?
It's expensive as hell. Well, Comic Con actually
It's
kinda
become
just
expensive. It's become
Well,
expensive.
it got even more. It was expensive before. It's even more expensive now. Comic Con became more of a pop culture in general con, like, and it's been that way for like a long, long time. It
Like a
stopped being
decade,
about
right?
comic books like a long, long time ago.
About 10 years ago, I think, in around 2012.
In fact, there's more anime stuff than comic books now. Like I remember, like
Yeah,
when
and
I went there in
animations are better.
2017, it was just Crunchyroll and Funimation, like all there.
The main reason why is that the mainline comic book industry is basically dead. They basically killed themselves in around 2016 with the all new, all different Marvel. And at one point, comic book shops will complain that these comics since 2016 don't sell, and the Marvel says you just don't like women. And guess what? The comic book industry is slowly dying because they don't want to sell books anymore. They just want to sell ideology, ideology and wokeness.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
like now a lot of
And
comic book
self-inserts.
shops are just selling more manga to make up the cost.
Yeah, self-insert for sure.
A lot of self inserts.
Even
A
for
lot of stuff.
AwesomeCon, it's less about comic books. It's just now about pop culture now and anime.
Yeah, because and this is it's basically gonna become like E3. Now, I was listening to Clownfish TV, and Nia was saying, no, it was Geeky Sparkles. She was saying that a lot of these companies are pulling out because like a lot of the movies that are supposed to come up, like a lot of movies, they're being pushed back, right? So new series, new movies are that was supposed to come out this year, next year, being pushed back another year or two, right?
Probably to make
Um,
up for the writer's strike, so there isn't a gap in content.
Yeah, exactly. Most likely.
Now, though,
Yeah.
that's actually smart. That's actually very, very smart because otherwise they'd starve without content.
Yeah.
Space, you got to space it out. That was actually probably a. I do hope Revel Moon keeps its release date because, like, none of the Midnight's Edge people are really talking about that. Now that's probably because of what Zack Snyder did with Geeks and Gamers. Like, like they're all like very angry about like how that all went down. But I still would like in the grand scheme of things, I would love to see Rebel Moon succeed over Star Wars. And that's just my perspective. I know
We
like
need a new Star Wars. We need a new Star
yeah,
Wars.
and
How about that?
I want Rebel Moon to be that new Star Wars if it can.
Yeah, and another question I think, Ministry of Otaku, I think you might know, like, don't these companies have to pay a fee to get into Comic-Con?
Yes.
It's
Yes,
expensive, right?
Yes, it's very expensive, and and these companies used to pay loads of fees to have their booths in Comic Con. The larger the booth, the larger the fee is. And since HBO, Netflix, Sony, Marvel are walking away from Comic Con, uh, Comic Con is losing money. And this is on top of the government's response to CoronaGen, which caused them to lose lots of money in 2020 and 2021. 2022's event was fully on hygiene fair, and 2023 is going to be operating as normal.
Hmm.
But they're still losing money.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Sony, Nintendo, Xbox pulled out of E3 because they had to pay money to be there, and they save a lot of money by just running their own show.
Yeah, it's a lot fundamentally cheaper. Like it doesn't.
So what?
like,
Wait, so okay, so here's another question. So everybody, and
Mhm.
in the chat, please comment. What is the point of even like having a convention anymore where you could just stay at home and just and just look at what your
well,
favorite
for
gaming
one,
companies are
the
doing?
merch shop. Like
I mean,
the
yeah.
trades. Those are always fun. But other than that, as far as like panels go, like I don't know, maybe getting an autograph from a voice actor or an actor or something.
Yeah, because
I think like the experience of the conventions is what people are gonna miss. Like meeting people, meeting voice actors. That was like one of the fun parts of going to conventions. Like E3, I still believe E3 is somewhat obsolete because you can just watch stuff at home and whatnot.
And
But
there's also cheaper
but-
venues. Like Andy, like you're friends with the person who runs PunchCon, right?
sorry, who?
The PunchCon.
Oh, PuchiCon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer Perez. Yeah, I have her on Facebook. I've actually talked to her. Yeah, in New Jersey.
So like was awesome because I got to meet people. So other than that, I mean, they're somewhat obsolete. I mean, E3 would be great if they can bring all three together: Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. But that's never going to happen ever again. I don't think so.
No, it was. I think those times are done. Like Sony and Xbox are like are in very bad blood over this Activision stuff. Like Xbox, like as you made a video about, like has pretty much admitted defeat, and Nintendo is just doing Nintendo things.
Mm-hmm. True.
Nintendo's just doing Nintendo things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cause Nintendo's got Nintendo Direct, PlayStation. What's it? PlayStation State of Play, and Xbox got. What does Xbox have?
Xbox
They
Showcase.
have Xbox Showcase.
Xbox Showcase. Everybody has their own show now, and that's the same thing that happened. I mean, Disney started doing D23, so they pulled out of E3. Who else? And I think the same thing's gonna happen with Comic Con. And what's going to happen with Comic Con is that it's going to become as small as a regular anime convention. Instead of 100,000 people, we're probably going to have like maybe 25,000 per year. That's what I think is going to happen.
You know, another
And
great,
what I'm feeling is that they may have to raise the ticket prices even higher or reduce them to what can be easily affordable by the actual attendee.
I'd go for reducing them. Like, you know, people want affordable entertainment. Like, stop. Like, you have to like. I'm tired of these companies like paying like people just need all this money just to buy food and like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, cons are expensive as shit.
I'm gonna look right now. I'm gonna look at the price of the ticket because if it's like $150, last time I checked back at like a couple of years ago, it was like $100+. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, Iron Pluka, I feel you. Like, you know, like Xbox and Sony like neuter their character designs and their games, and like, which is why I'm so like happy that Final Fantasy 16 is doing so freaking well, because like it's like the exact opposite of what like Sony has been promoting. Like,
guys, here it is. So I guess these are the one-time tickets. So for adults, for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, $75. So it's not bad, I guess. For kids, it's gonna be $37. But if you want to go all 3 days, I'm guessing that's gonna be a couple of $100. No, like maybe like $100-something dollars.
Is
Now,
this
here's
for
the thing,
San
if you
Diego?
want-
Because
now-
New York is always sold out.
And
No,
here's
this
the
is
thing
San
for
Diego.
Comic Con 2023. If you want a 5-day badge, you basically have to pay over $300.
What?
Yeah, $300 if you want to attend all 5 days.
Get
Oh,
out of here.
hell no.
I'm
I'll just stay
serious.
home.
They better include free food with that.
Yeah, exactly. Free chips in the water or something. I don't know. Give me something.
All right, let me see. I'm trying to find out where it is because, man, like $300 for all 3 days? Come on, man.
That's
Like,
it. That's insanity.
Like, depending on the size of the convention, like, it shouldn't exceed $100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's freaking comic books and anime. Come on.
And they make a lot of their money from the, from the tables and stuff. And I don't know. I think this is why Comic-Con, it's gonna downgrade. It's gonna become a smaller convention by the years. You'll see.
Oh, you know,
And-
that would be fine, because I think smaller conventions are a lot more fun. You don't have like all this crowd and bustle. You don't feel like you feel like you can actually buy expensive stuff without like spending everything. Like, you know, I went to New York Comic Con twice, and like both times it was at the tail end of the event. Though the first time I went was like one of the most fun, because I got to try the Skyward Sword demo.
Look at this crap. 135,000 people last year in San Diego Comic-Con.
Sheesh.
That is a big event. I mean, Anime Matsuri in Houston, Texas was 60,000 people last year when I went. 60,000. This is 135,000 people in Comic-Con, dude. I mean, how big is this venue? Can you fit a whole...
Comic-Con is the biggest convention. It's the convention. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like I
Oh
said,
my
it
God.
encompasses all of geekdom and pop culture, because like Ministry said, the comic book industry couldn't sustain the interest enough. So it's now movies, it's games, it's everything.
And it's even worse now because like Western comic books, they're making like almost no money. No return on investment. So what is the point?
People
The
say
real reason why the comic books are still going is because they're used as IP forms for movies. There's a reason why people keep saying from the comic book industry, comics has never been better, because if they admit that the comic books are not selling, so goes the money, so goes the movies, and everything's just going to collapse.
Well, the thing is, like, even the comic book movies aren't really doing well. I mean,
Not anymore?
Flash just got outperformed by Elemental.
Yeah, I
Are you
saw that.
serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Wait,
It's
again,
sad.
hold on.
Elemental is
Elemental
making more
and
money
Flash.
than a Flash.
It's pathetic at this
And
point.
Elemental
Oh
straight
my
up...
god! Right here, so box office stunner, Elemental in close race with Spidey for number one.
And the Flash.
no hard feelings.
No hard feelings
Wow.
with battles. Yeah.
Wow. So Elementals is doing way better. I mean, come on. I thought a Flash movie would just kill it, you know?
No,
Well, they
it's gonna be
did
in-
keep Ezra Miller, so that's their fault.
Yeah,
Okay,
honestly.
like, people would rather see Fire Bang Water than go see Ezra Miller, like two Ezra
Wait.
Millers save the multiverse.
You said people rather watch fire banking water.
That's
Yes,
pretty-
that's elemental. Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't see Elemental because no, like I'm a weird guy. I don't want to see Fire Bang Water.
Sorry, something happened with my OBS. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so 135,000 attendees. That's crazy.
Damn.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
the baby in the microwave. The CGI on that was awful.
For the Flash?
Yeah, I Lucas talking. I saw this screenshot. Ezra like saving a baby in a microwave, and it looks like the render is so terrible.
All right,
Okay,
hold on.
yeah.
Let's read some of these comments because I guess you guys, I think some people know something here. So Ching Hao Wong says yes, Elemental beats the trash. Iron Pluka says, and besides the baby microwave scene in Flash wasn't helping. Baby microwave?
Yeah, it's a part like he runs in slow motion and shit, and he puts the baby in the microwave to save the baby from explosion or something like that. I forgot. Something's happening.
Yeah, he's
But
running
the-
up a building. He's running
Yeah.
up a building. And
Then he
it
puts
just
the baby
looks,
in the microwave.
Yeah, I mean, me and my sister were gonna go watch this movie, but we remember how much we hate Ezra Miller because he's an ass.
Yeah, he's
he's
an
a
ass.
criminal and a cult leader.
Yeah, literally.
Apparently.
Yeah, he did all these things, and then like they expel like, oh, I think we should forgive Ezra. Like, come on, come see this movie. We got Michael Keaton. You guys like Michael Keaton, don't you guys? Huh, guys? Huh?
Somebody says one convict isn't enough. Here's 2 convicts for you.
Yeah.
There's 2? I thought it was just Ezra Miller. Somebody else?
It's Ezra Miller. No, there's 2 because of the whole multiverse thing. You have
Oh,
two
yeah.
berries. You have 2 berries in this, and they act as 2 different characters, and they're both played by Ezra Miller.
Gotcha. I got it. Gotcha.
Said Eminem, and I said I saw some scenes yesterday. Another one again with Ching Ho. The defense statement is CGI by purpose. It's trash. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's happening. Well, actually, I do know what's happening.
Well,
like
yeah,
modern
they're
movies.
they're not paying the VX artists enough. They're rushing these movies, and they're not rendering these things properly.
Yeah,
You can
like
pay
they're
for
rushing
the
it.
But they've had years to work on this freaking movie, so like,
I mean, we're at the point where like a freaking video game looks better than like some of these Marvel movies now.
yes, exactly.
And also the new generation that's being hired, they're not better than the previous generation, which is kind of funny.
Agreed.
In
Like-
a
like
lot
the
of
new-
areas, yeah. In a lot of areas, yeah. But VFX artists, like they're a lot of them are very, very passionate. It's not a talent issue. It's they're not being given the time. Like we have like amazing technology in the field of animation, and there are a lot of talented people that could do it. But the thing is, it's the shit costs money. You need to
And
pay
also they're underpaid. And as soon as they try to ask for more pay, they're just going to outsource all those effects to Southeast Asia. And they're already doing it.
They're doing what to Asia?
They're outsourcing. They're
Mhm.
outsourcing.
Outsourcing VX
Oh,
work.
okay. They're outsourcing. I mean, you might as well. They already outsource a whole bunch of other things, like from factories and call centers. They might as well.
Oh, they've been outsourcing animation for like a long time. I mean, like hell, like I remember once seeing like a special, that came after like Atlantis Square Pandas, how like they actually bragged about outsourcing to Korea for SpongeBob animation.
Wow.
I think though, to be fair, I think it was just for coloring. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but you know what? Something has gone wrong when Marvel Comics, Marvel Company doesn't want to go to Comic-Con. They're not going. And I'm guessing DC is the same thing because, I mean, what else are they,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they will still have a presence at Comic-Con, not Marvel. and Marvel is already in the gutter, essentially because they essentially killed off the Punisher, the one of the major superheroes that's not a superhero.
And
He
yeah, they killed him off just because a bunch of pro-military, pro-police people had their badge on their vehicles. That's pretty much they got they killed him off over a meme.
And
Are you
what's
talking about the
is that the
Punisher?
vast majority of those people who hate the Punisher are also into this ACAB BS.
Mm-hmm.
You know the racial hysteria rise of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole police crap is so stupid. Like I've seen like these stupid journalists go crazy. Like, do you know there's a whole article by I think it's a gamer where they're crying about the fact that if you pick a cop to play as in the game, they basically make fun of you. Like, why would you pick a cop? It could be a space cowboy. And I'm like, bro, why do you care if someone wants to be a cop in Starfield? Like the police hysteria with these journalists is just baffles the shit out of me. Like, bro.
Oh, you should hear like they're complaining about 6 Days in Fallujah again.
Oh God, seriously?
Yeah,
there's
the journalists are always screaming about 6 Days in Fallujah. I mean, I'm planning to buy the game as soon as I'm able to.
Me too. Hell
I
yeah.
I might just to
Wait,
troll.
what game is this?
6 Days in Fallujah.
In Fallujah.
It's based off a real battle that happened in the Iraq War.
It's a military game, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks really freaking crisp. I'm not gonna lie. It looks fun. Like, I want to play the game. And they are bitching and crying about it. Like, oh my God, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you play as military? Why would you play as a cop? You could be
American
a space villain.
imperialism. Oh my God.
Like, bro, I didn't come to you for your morality. I came for you to talk about the game, how awesome it is, or how lack thereof, and that's it. I don't care about your
like
disdain.
Call of Duty wasn't exploiting the Iraq War for money.
Exactly. I didn't come to you for a history lesson about why slavery is
And
bad,
Metal Gear.
or why cops are bad, or military. No, shut up. Talk about the game. That's why no one likes you guys. You guys suck.
Oh,
And
by the
remember,
way,
it's morally correct to bully game journalists.
Yes, at this point it is. Like, bro, like any chance I get to like bash like all these like annoying journalists, I do it. Like, because like no one cares about your personal opinion and your whatever. Just talk about the freaking game. Talk about the game and move along. That is it. If I want to I want to see about the news or how bad or stuff it is, I'll just go watch the freaking news. How about that?
okay, what's the name? Ching Ho once says, bro, Jackie Chan did 5 police stories movies in the 90s. Hong Kong police movies rock, but in U.S.
Exactly. And by the way, the police story movies by Jackie Chan are freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
I love those movies.
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
I need to binge the entire
Rush Hour
series. I hear
Yes.
those movies are great.
The Rush Hour series is the freaking best. Like, I used to love that shit when I was a kid. Jackie Chan is still the best.
Yes. He's awesome.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
saw him in a Netflix thing like recently. He's still kicking ass. Like
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It
so
does
our
look good,
next,
too.
our next topic, guys. I got this from Clownfish.
oh yeah, I heard that the infamous DEI boss that got fired from Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
they
says
made
here-
a position.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
apparently she went off. Apparently, like was selling very expensive jewelry, almost as
What?
a quid pro. Yeah, I heard WDW Pro and Valiant like talking about this stuff. Like, you know, apparently she had some jewelry business on the side that, like, you know, that it wasn't required for you to buy her jewelry. But, like, you know, if you wanted to get good, like, you know, you should probably buy some of her diverse jewelry.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I bet it'll talk about it if you keep reading the article. It'll mention the jewelry.
Well, it says, is DEI now DOA? Disney
If
just
only.
announced that their chief diversity officer, Latondra Newton, is no longer with the company and that her duties are being taken over by someone else. I mean, it is a fake job at the end of the day, so whatever. She didn't write her own farewell memo. The HR manager did. Okay. This sounds to us like she was booted. She started in 2017. Wow, which is when a lot of the PC weirdness at Disney really started.
And contest, like yeah, like that's when the Last Jedi
No,
released.
that's true. If you think about it, that's exactly around when it started. 2017, I remember.
It was happening a little bit before then, but it wasn't as bad. Like you could see
Yeah.
some of it in The Force Awakens. Like Zootopia was an all right movie. It had some things, but of course the movie was complete fur bait to begin with. But
Yeah.
even then, it was a fine movie. But like the real hard stuff, that they've been doing like recently.
Hey, listen, I still remember as early as 2015 when I started hearing about the whole like transgender crap and all these social issues, right? Back then it wasn't as devastating as it is now. But after 2016, after the Orange Man election, that's when it really, kicked off into high gear.
And it got worse in 2020.
Yeah, they went all in on 2020 because of the lockdowns, and they had this captive audience of people.
Yeah, 2020 was freaking nuts. I'm still kind of traumatized by the whole thing.
Yeah, 2020. I mean, as an introvert, I kind of liked it because I got to stay at home. But I mean, as an
Positive
introvert,
into a negative. I admire it. You know, sometimes that's good. You got to do.
you
Gotta
know what I
find the
mean?
positives,
As an introvert, I kind of enjoyed the lockdown, but as far as the media, oh
Well,
my god!
As far as
Oh
the
my
the
God.
social pandemonium and like all the like craziness, like I hated that shit.
Yeah, 2020 was a shit year. You know what I mean, get me wrong, like it had its perks, like staying home and whatnot, but like as a whole, that year was just trash.
Yeah,
And 2021, people
2021
became
was
2022 was all right.
people became over politicized. People became hyper aware of stupid nonsense, and people made things out of nothing from 2021 up until like it's dying down now because people are gonna start to get sick and tired of everything being
Well,
political.
And here's the thing: most people have been demoralized and just walking away from society because they remember what happened, and they know that these same people are demanding you to participate in politics, and they demand you to pretend it all this didn't happen. While the people who want it to happen are crying about everything that's going bad right now.
Right.
But if you
Yeah,
mention
I know
lockdowns, that's
no-
lame.
Yeah, no sympathy. It's good. That's why, I avoid the too much political talk, but I am like on the side. Am going to be very interested in seeing how this next election's going to turn out. Like as far as political discourse is concerned.
Oh, by the way, again, I'm not trying to get into politics, but next year is an election year.
Oh God!
Trust me when I say. Trust me
Don't
when
say
I
it.
say
Don't say it.
it's going to get even worse.
Oh
It's going
God!
to get even worse. And I mean, on the plus side, there's going to be a lot of content that's going to be created,
Oh yeah.
a lot of content opportunities. But at the same time, it's going to be an election year. It is going to be a freaking disaster, I tell you. It is a
It
disaster.
will because as soon as Newsom comes begins his election campaign, 50% of America will be demanding us to vote. I want to
Yeah.
tell you straight up that no one is entitled to my vote, and I will skip the polls in 2024 like I did in 2020 and in 2022.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. I honestly I don't blame everyone. I'm so sick of it all. I'm so sick of the toxicity.
It's gonna get hot next year for sure.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get crazy.
I hate it all. I hate it all. Oh, guys, why are you telling me this? Oh,
No, but it's just a heads up. I mean,
I know,
just
no.
a heads up.
You guys are being realistic, and if you pay attention to modern trends, it's true. There's the virtue signalers are going to be out. Even fucking Samuel L. Jackson is the shit he said the other
Oh
day.
yeah, I saw that where he's with that chick. What's her name? Brie Larson. Like,
No. He just out of nowhere just started talking about Trump for no freaking reason whatsoever, and about oppression and stuff. Dude, you are a rich ass Hollywood actor.
Literally.
I'm
You
starting
have
to
a
think they're
show
getting paid
coming
to do all
out,
that.
like Trump isn't even as popular as he used to be. Why the hell do you need to even stop?
Honestly, I don't take any I don't listen to any celebrity who talks to me about oppression and whatever.
What do
Like,
they know
bro,
about oppression?
dude,
Yeah,
you
they
make,
don't.
you're,
They know jack shit.
you're a multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire. You're talking to me about your oppression. If you don't get the hell out of my face with that bullshit, stop the nonsense. Stop the pandering.
Yo.
You are not oppressed. Beyonce is not oppressed. Samuel L. Jackson is not oppressed. Brie Larson is not oppressed. Oh my God, I'm black. I'm female. Shut up. You make millions a year.
How many movies was Sam Jackson in the 90s and 2000s?
A lot. He was in a lot of movies. One movie
Yo.
alone made him millions. Pulp Fiction made that man millions of dollars.
Oh hell! Oh, Pulp Fiction. Oh my God. Oh my
You know?
God.
Deep Blue Sea, all that stuff. He's a multi-millionaire. You're talking
It
to
was
me
Mace
about
Windu in
oppression.
Star Wars. Freaking Mace Windu.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know, the guys like no one can deny. Like the thing is, like, yeah, and he has freaking fans, and you know, it shows you like, you know, he's so gated and he's so like, you know, thinks he's so like, oh, just because he's Sam Jackson now he can say, and like, you know, I don't know how much longer he's gonna act for. Like, you know, maybe his time at Nick Fury is almost up. I don't know, but like, you know, it's just like, you know, go out with some gratitude. Man.
You know what's crazy about that, Dash? Like, he could retire literally right now, and he's set for life. Like,
Yeah.
his,
Oh, hell
him,
yeah.
his entire family, they are financially set for eternity, as long as they manage their money properly. And yet, he's going to preach to us about oppression. Bro, you know what? If that's what oppression is, give me your money so I can be oppressed. I want to be that. I want to be that oppressed. How about that?
Yeah.
I would like some money, Sam.
Yeah, give us your money.
I want to be
You're
oppressed too.
Yeah, I
With
want to be
millions.
oppressed. Give me some of the millions, bro. You're oppressed, right? Come on, give me your money.
By the way, guys, I got another story. If you guys like to proceed,
okay.
This one is actually about anime and manga, by the way. So,
Oh, let's see. I'm Puka says even Sam Jackson looks like he's phoning it in at this point. He knows Disney isn't going to do anything anymore with the franchise, and maybe it's going to go out like Han Solo to make way for Waham and I don't know. Who that,
Whammon.
Whammon. Yes.
Word, Chin.
Nicole Fury.
Yeah, you're right, Chin. They're oppressed by by being too rich. Yeah, for real. Oh my God, I make all these millions. How oppressed I am. The patriarchy, the racism, the even white people are giving me nightmares. The police. If you don't shut the fuck up, I'm sorry. They irk my nerves, bro.
You will not believe how much the woke fundamentalists will exploit this new law. They're going to
Manga artist
very
forced to
hard.
reveal identity. So like no pen names. No pen names.
Yeah, so Japanese manga artists forced to reveal their identities following new law. Meaning, okay, so you know, like the creators of One Punch Man, their author name is One, like literally just One. And there's like, I think who was it? I think there was
yeah, Mappa, like the one who makes wedding rings and to the abandoned sacred beasts. You know, which I'm a big fan of. Like they go by a name. Mappa, I think it's called.
I don't know.
But this whole thing is a bad idea. And to be fair, this is old news resurfacing. This actually was posted last year by Anime News Network. I guess it just resurfacing again. I covered it last year. But this kind of sucks because this puts all these mangakas' lives in danger because there are a lot of these nuts and losers and people who are very anti fan service. They're gonna go and possibly find these people. I think it's a bad idea.
True. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these manga artists, though, even if they put their name out there, they won't show their face.
Right.
Like I know Masashi Kishimoto is one of the few that actually, you know, was okay with putting his face out there and name. But there's a lot of them that just don't, especially depending on what genre. Like if you're into romance comedy, ecchi stuff, you don't put your name out there. I mean, you don't put your face out there.
Right. Like I doubt the guy who made, or girl, who made Redo what's that show? Now,
Hero?
you do Healer, and any of these ecchi anime, they want to be seen because a lot of the West despise that kind of fan service or perversion because they just hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so let's find out because I kind of don't quite understand the law fully. It says, where is it? It says, while some fans find it frustrating to not know what their favorite VTuber star or the author of their favorite manga looks like, many fans pay such choices no mind. After all, it's all up to the creator of a piece of content to decide exactly how they want to be known for their work, whether it be pen name or otherwise. However, a Japanese new law set to take effect in October 23 this year could greatly change how these creators are able to hide their identities from the general public. Likewise, they could completely shift the VTuber industry into a new direction while also having a significant impact on creators in the manga industry as well. Wow.
Yeah.
So it says here, new qualifying invoice system. It's called a qualified invoice system set to expose VTuber manga artists' identities.
Oh,
and this is only in Japan. In Japan only.
Yeah.
But let's say if you're American and you're with a VTuber company in Japan, wouldn't that affect you too?
I don't think. I don't know. Depending on whatever the contract is. If the contract has you to reveal your identity, then you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, like VTubers are mostly like sponsored by like corporations, like these Diva Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all based on the contract they sign. Like they have to, or rules that for the company. So the rules say you have to do something. You're gonna have to do whatever they say, or you could just, leave.
All right. So we actually have a Japanese.
It defeats the kind of like the whole purpose of like VTubing is like a lot of times like you're playing a character. Me, I just kind of play myself.
Yeah, so here we have a Japanese person actually explaining, say, in a nutshell, the qualified invoice system will make it easier for the Japan tax collector to gather information regarding how businesses are paying their contractors. Contractors be pressured to register since not doing so will make them more expensive for businesses. Wow. See, unfortunately, these creators have no choice but to go along with the new rules since the invoices can only be verified by using their real names. Likewise, Japanese Ministry of Finance doesn't consider using someone's real name as a highly risky personal information. Yeah, and therefore will not improve or make countermeasures for public access to this data. Wow. I kind of feel bad for them because I value privacy, man. I value privacy.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, and yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's Chin in the chat said, "What's the purpose of this law anyway? It looks like it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anyone. I don't see why they want to implement this, but I think there's something behind the scenes happening over there that's making them go this route. I don't know what it is, but there's something's got to be happening for them to just push this useless law because this all it's gonna do is just hurt mangakas in the long run because of these fringe lunatics, especially here in the West, who are gonna take advantage of this. That's just my opinion, though. I think it's stupid.
But also, it's not just that. As the article says, tax collectors. So this has to do with taxation, is one thing. So, and in Japan, they recently increased taxes last year. So the tax man is and also they want more of that manga money because manga is just selling like hotcakes now more than ever. So, the tax man is gonna come after you and say, "Hey, where's our cut? Give me my cut."
I hope Japan has libertarians.
No, I don't. I mean,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, I get it. I don't think they have libertarians, but we'll see. This is Japan. It's a different world over there. But all right, so we're almost coming to the end of the show, and I want to ask Ministry of Otaku some questions about anime conventions. About anime conventions specifically. You're the master here, so we see what happened to E3. E3 is basically dead, and they're gonna cancel. They cancel this year, and they cancel next year too.
They
and
actually
2020
canceled
and
2024
and
and
2025
2025.
and 25
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're never
So-
coming back. They're never coming back.
I mean, I'm assuming they're either gonna go back and like rethink their game, like what their purpose is gonna be from now on. If they do come back, or they're just gonna like straight up, just disappear from existence. And now we have Comic Con. You have all these companies pulling out. So I know Comic Con is definitely gonna shrink in size, right? Because and no, I think that they might even change the name from Comic Con to something else, right?
Why would they do that?
Well, because if it's not about comic books anymore.
Oh, okay, I see. It makes sense.
Well,
Yeah,
that's never mattered though, Andy. They'll call it Comic Con even if there are no comic books.
Yeah, so Ministry of Otaku, what do you see in the future of conventions, anime conventions? Like, it seems that, especially after the pandemic,
You mean especially the lockdowns? Here's the thing. Anime conventions are still going to grow, but here's the thing: most of the older adults and regular adults who have money, who actually earn lots of money, even the ones that came before the lockdowns, are not going to bother to go because of the fact that they're not giving a reason to come back. I could get my goods from Amazon or people I know
Mm-hmm.
or stores I know, or I can get my arts stuff from the arts stuff, or from the stores direct storefronts. I can watch anime. I can play video games here. And since I have a job now, I can travel to an arcade, a well-known arcade, and spend a hotel night over there, and go back home to get my arcade fix because there's no real point attending an anime convention anymore. I mean, there's no real reason to go there. And the worst thing is that the motivation, the atmosphere of going to an anime convention is just sucked out. It's just gone. It disappeared. Especially with the mandates that happened.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why would I go and spend my money or support a convention that support this malicious
You still have to wear a mask. You still,
the
have
more
to be, you still have to be vaccinated and all that.
Yeah, here's the thing. Oricon is operating as normal, but I don't feel like going anymore. I mean, there's no real point in going because they're not giving me a reason to come back. Now, MagFest and most video game conventions, they're still doing this, engaging this malicious gatekeeping for the foreseeable future, especially MagFest. MagFest is basically dead as a convention. It's reaching Comic Con levels as well. But they're still going to be supported because the vast majority of people at MagFest got a lot of money. They have jobs that pay a lot of money.
Yeah, so I want to add something to that because I think also because of all these rules still in effect, a lot of conventions are going to just shut down because of
Here's the thing:
attendance
most anime conventions they're operating as normal this year.
this year. Okay.
Yeah, but a few of them are not. But speedrunning conventions they're still imposing their own restrictions. Video game conventions they're imposing their own restrictions, especially GDQ, Games Done Quick, they're imposing their restrictions
Well,
for the future, including BronyCons.
the BronyCons, they're still. Oh, I guess like they're smaller. So I know something about BronyCons, but the ones I used to attend to no longer happen. The ones in Boston, the ones that used to be run by that creep that got that woman fired.
Oh wow.
Well, like no, like they got rid of him, and then they just. But yeah, like Purple Tinker used to run BronyCon. That's why like Dead Eraser went on this whole rant about bronies like being like weirdos and wanting to screw horses and shit.
What the hell?
Well, no, because that's what people say. Like, it's like, oh my god, like it's not that the show didn't have any good writing, or they didn't have like Tara Strong playing the main character or anything. It couldn't have been like the animation was good. Now I'm getting on a rant about a pastime.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, you're saying like the BronyCons are still doing all that like well, I don't know. Like I mean the new G5 is like ultra woke anyway, so like
G5. What's
yeah,
G5?
Generation 5. Generation 4 kicked off Brony because the Bronyism because it was all friendship is magic. But now like the 5th generation is piggying back off Generation 4 by taking Gen 4's lore, and but now like it's in the future, but suddenly the ponies forgot all about friendship, and now everyone's a jerk. And then they had like this one pony go on a Trump escapade on like why the Earth pony supremacy or something. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not following it, and it's also CGI instead of Flash. So like, screw that.
It's not something else I want to add is like I really hope that conventions do get better because like if we have like without conventions like people in geek culture like we don't really have a place to hang out. I was actually talking to one of my friends about this one day, like, yeah, a couple like during the pandemic.
Unknown
Like,
says G5 is awful. There you go.
what was that?
Oh, they're My Little Pony. G5's crap. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying that we need some outlets in the world where like people in geek culture can hang out because in the normal world they have nightclubs, they have bars, but it's like I don't want to go to a fucking nightclub. You know what I mean?
Smaller
I don't wanna go to a
conventions,
nightclub.
Try. It's called people say gatekeeping. It's like for a smaller thing like yeah like people. You have exclusive Discord servers where people only invite their closest friends. So like, in theory you can like do that with like other people, invite only like type of things. So like yeah, I do think like we are sadly going to be entering a period of gatekeeping until like all this like cultural cannibalism is over.
Yeah, like but let me give another perspective. Here's another perspective. For example, in Japan they have anime bars, right? Or like anime cafes, anime bars, where like people of that fandom, people of that community can actually go and hang out and socialize and communicate. We don't really have that here in the West. Aside from anime conventions, after the 3 days, and you're hanging out with friends, and you go back home, you don't have that. You go back
Oh,
to your
that-
regular. You go back
oh,
to your
that-
regular life. You go back to your job. You go back to whatever you were doing before that, right?
Oh,
But there's no like freaking anime restaurant and shit that they have in Japan.
Oh, can I say something to Genesis Kaiser?
Yeah.
Oh, like on that topic about when FMM tried to be woke and they kind of failed. I mean, they had an entire episode shitting on communism. Be your best by not being your best.
So
there's
they have
another
a mecha
thing
bar.
as well. Actually, the owners of Anime Matsuri actually has something called the Anime Bar at
That's in Houston,
Texas.
right?
Yes, Houston. Yes. Near
Well,
Houston.
you don't
Oh,
have
man.
to. You don't have to worry about Anime Matsuri going rogue. I mean, they actually had Geeks and Gamers on there, so they're
Oh,
already
hell
on
yeah.
a shit list.
Heck
mean-
yeah. They
Geeks
had
and Gamers, like they're not even like well versed in anime, and they got invited on, and they also have Vic running like things there.
yeah
now, too.
they have Rippa. They had young Rippa. I actually met young Rippa at Anime Matsuri.
Yeah, but but by inviting them, they're now on a complete shit list, and that like
So what?
no,
So what?
but the thing is, so long as they can make money and fans show up.
And there's a
That's all
reason
that
why I
matters.
called Anime Matsuri the last anime convention because it's the one of the most anime Matsuri is the last anime convention because it's the only convention that's worth going ever since. And Anime Matsuri was the only major convention to operate in as normal in 2021 and in 2022. And most people traveled out of state to attend this convention.
I did. I flew from Connecticut all the way to Texas to go there. It was so worth it.
I'm so glad you had so much fun.
It was so worth it. Honestly, I recommend it. Like if there's one anime convention you should go to it once a year, it should be Anime Matsuri. I know that there's Anime Expo and all that shit, but it's like I think like
Yeah,
now
it's-
they've gone.
Yeah,
They've
if
gone
you're gonna,
astray.
I can like travel. It's all about travel with me. I'm fine just doing smaller anime conventions. I had a lot of fun. Like, I mean, I got to meet like the guy who plays. I got to meet Zemnis. I mean, that how cool is that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's gonna be like anime conventions that are PC, and then we're gonna have like the few anime conventions like Anime Matsuri that are just like, that are not PC, and also in Florida.
Well, you're
There's
never gonna
conventions in
have a an anime convention that isn't like completely PC, because like PC is kind of like the norm. So you're not gonna have like, hey, I'm base, we're gonna disrespect your pronouns, bitch, or anything like that. Like, it's just not possible. Like, but like, are they going to force you to wear a mask and sign away your rights? Like that's a big one for me. Like I'm just saying, like, I had to wear a mask during all of PunchyCon, and I hated it, but like,
Wait,
I still
PunchyCon?
had, yeah, but I still had tons and tons of fun.
You had to wear a mask there?
Yeah, I was in 2022.
Okay, well,
But the funny thing is, all the other businesses had kind of stopped. I don't think they'd get away with that shit again.
yeah, most likely. So Ching Ho actually says something that I agree with. So the future of cons is YouTubers. They need to bring all these YouTubers like Clownfish. Yes, I am down for that. More YouTubers.
A YouTube con?
YouTube, yeah, like basically like bringing YouTubers to anime conventions like Anime Matsuri did.
If they brought like a
Agreed.
bunch of different YouTube cliques, like
Oh my
like
God.
even like ones that aren't like directly associated with each other, and they just did a convention on that, you know how much money that'd freaking make?
Yeah, like a lot of these, like for example, when they brought Yellow Flash, the Geeks and Gamers, Young Rippa, they had Nerdrotic up in there, bro.
And he's not an anime fan. It kind of makes me salty.
No, it's true. And also, you guys know the Anime Man and Giguk, like Trash Taste, the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, they actually go to conventions. I'm really hoping that they bring more more YouTubers to conventions.
No, why wasn't
I think that's the future.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anime conventions need community guests, not the same anime voice actors or stars. They need community guests, even the anime convention legends. I mean, if any of the DC anime conventions would invite me as a community guest, especially Oricon or Katsucon, I would consider returning to Oricon as a community guest.
Why not invite like manga writers, mangaka? I don't really like the word mangaka, but I like author. But mangaka, like get the mangaka to come. I know like some of them
Japanese
are
word.
actually coming to. Some of them
Yeah,
are,
well, the dark story about mangakas is that some of them are like feel weird about coming over to a convention over here. Mainly because of the way they fear how they will be treated.
they loved. Well, like from us at least, but like not these fake anime fans on Twitter. Like fuck them.
Yeah, but I do want to
Oh,
see.
why won't you let Deku and Bakugo kiss? Why haven't
Oh
you
my God.
confirming my ship?
Yeah, that
I
whole
imagine.
community of My Hero Academia are just fucking freaks. I'm sorry.
They're
annoying.
They're just underage, bunch of people underage shipping, and then they'll complain about like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would like for anime conventions, and yeah, I mean, I hope more mangakas, more of my manga authors come to America to conventions and get invited.
Just ban
That'll
My
be great.
Hero Academia fans like from the convention.
Yeah, all of them. Ban list.
But the
ban,
author-
ban Hammer.
Yeah, the author of Attack on Titan was in NYC last year, and I was hoping that he shows up again. That'll be great.
I got Kishimoto here and tell him to bring back Kurama from the dead. You monster!
But
spoiler,
anyways, guys.
Spoilers.
Oh, really? This is
Well, no. I hate Boruto.
I don't like Boruto either. The manga's pretty good, but the anime is yeah. I don't like the anime. But anyways, guys, I think we're reaching the end of the stream. And any recommendations? I know, but besides Final Fantasy games, like I know, any anime recommendations, games? Dante, what have you been playing?
I'm still playing Diablo 4. That game is freaking awesome. You haven't played it? Go play it. Go play that game. That game is fun. As far as anime goes,
You guys saw the ending of Demon Slayer?
Yes, I saw the ending of Demon Slayer.
Not caught up. Not caught up. But that's okay. I'll get to Demon Slayer eventually. I'm gonna give it another chance. I'm going to give it another chance.
Watch Demon Slayer and Beastars.
I hate Beastars.
You think with
You hate Beastars? Oh, what?
Beastars is so. Oh, I can't stand that show.
I remember
that's one
when
of
I
my
was
favorite. I'm
talking
not even a
about-
furry. I'm
I
not
like-
even a furry, man. I love that show.
A lot of non-furries love Beastars. I liked. I like. The thing is, you think with me being like the obvious, like, black sheep on this panel, like that I'd be like into Beastars. I actually have not read it, but I get it. It just seems a little bit kind of grim, like Beastars. It seems like a little bit more cynical. Like yeah, you have like all these like furries, but yet they have like alcoholism and shit.
I don't think it's about the animal aspect. I just think the show doesn't do it for me. I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of political, but within its own world, it has it deals with its own world politics. But it's so interesting, and it's kind of like a compliment to our world without all the PC stuff. You know what I mean? Without getting so.
Yo, Chin, that bunny's a slut, man.
Well, that's
Haru?
I saw the first.
Oh yeah, that's
and it's
another thing.
stereotypical.
The wolf wants it.
Admittedly, I saw the first season because I wanted to give it a shot before I really judged it. And I'm just like, I mean, wow, that bunny gets around, man. Holy shit. I mean,
what pisses
I
me
know
off
the
is
wolf wants to have sex / eat the bunny. That's all I know.
I know, but then freaking what's his name? Legoshi the wolf. He plays Captain Saberho with the with Haru. It's just like that was the only thing. I'm not very fond of Legoshi, but I do like Beastars as a whole.
Yeah, isn't it funny when like you're not a fan of the main character, but you like all the other side characters in the anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Believe it or not.
I felt
Like
I felt
that's
the same way
me.
with
That's
Naruto
me
in
with
the
My
beginning.
Hero. That's with me with My Hero Academia. It's the exact opposite for me with Naruto. I love Naruto as a character. I identify, and even when like people just like liked it for all the other characters, like nah, man, Naruto's cool. Naruto's. But yeah, that's just me and my fanboyish
But
opinions.
Beastar was something else.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, I know you said you hated DNA, or
Wait,
BNA.
what?
You hated BNA.
What
You said.
Oh,
brand
oh,
new
it's
Brand-
another anime,
that one
sucked.
animal anime.
That one sucked. It was bad. BNA
I
sucked.
liked it.
I heard
liked
about it,
how
but I didn't
weird
watch
got.
it.
You're not missing out on it. It was
I
supposed to
liked
be
it.
a mimic of Beastars, but it sucked.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it was Studio Trigger. What did you expect? It was always going to be weird and Studio Trigger-like, especially that climax with the Cerberus, where the CEO guy turned into a Cerberus. That was pretty trippy.
All right, and honestly, I finished watching Demon Slayer, and Vinland Saga just ended, so now I'm looking for something else like to watch in my spare time. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure that.
Did you watch Hell's Paradise yet?
I watched like the first 2 episodes. I am not digging it.
Oh my
honestly.
god, where the hell is fucking Goblin Slayer?
Yeah,
We're supposed to get another season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
this
supposed to.
summer. It's summer. Where is it?
I don't know.
I love that show.
Yeah, I watched Goblin Slayer. It was a good show. It was decent. Not gonna lie. All right, guys. So I guess that's the Ministry of Otaku. Anything you're watching, playing? Any recommendations?
Oh, here's the thing. I haven't played any video games or watched anime, but if there's a recommendation, go watch this explosion in this wonderful world. It's the
Konosuba, yeah, that's a good one.
Konosuba?
Yeah,
That's the isekai, right?
Yeah, it's this. There's this prequel, no, this explosion in this wonderful world.
It's on Crunchyroll. I think I'm gonna watch it too. It looks really good.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Konosuba.
Yeah,
Show's
All right.
hilarious.
So I guess that this is the end of the show, guys. And man, today was fun. I had a lot of fun tonight. So guys, everybody that's listening, make sure to subscribe to our channels, Andy Matrix. Check out Dash Attack on Twitter and YouTube. Dante's Rant Room. Check out Dante's Rant Room's YouTube channel and Twitter. And Ministry of Otaku. The great thing about Ministry of Otaku is that he's an anime convention journalist. So if you want to keep up with that, that's the man to go. And I want to thank Ministry of Otaku for stopping by here today. I know he was probably busy, but thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining the show tonight. And I guess that is it, guys. This is your boy Andy Matrix and the rest of the crew. You guys have the rest of your Saturdays, and Godspeed, baby. Godspeed. Good night, people.